gonna start this all nice and normal and natural.
No Talent Beats.
You heard it?
You was just rapping some bullshit.
Yeah. So shout me out, Oski. You know what I'm saying?
Let me. Oh no. Let me not hate, okay? Because your flow.
No, it was there. So I got the
there.
words for it. You know what I'm saying?
It
Watch
was
one of
there.
these episodes, bro. I'm gonna come through flowing crazy, son. Crazy.
The flow was there.
Crazy.
Crazy.
But what up, though?
What's poppin', blood?
We out here. We out here.
Big blood.
So the fact that you look like motherfucking this nigga Suge Knight over here with the red dancing all in the video.
Videos.
What's going on, world? We out here. Back for another episode of the Educated Brothers podcast. We are now on episode 18.
18. We going?
Oh yeah, brother. We said we gonna stop at a different one, so I got it. 1 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them, 6 of them, 7 of them, 8 of them, 9 of them, 10 of them, 11 of them, 12 of them, 14 of them, 15 of them, 16 of them, 18 of them. 18 of them. Y'all heard me go blah, 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 blah. It works.
Lord.
It works. We here. Episode 18. We out here. Happy to be back. You know what I'm saying? It's a good day. I mean, it's cool. I ain't complaining too much, but it's another day above the ground. We was talking about some shit before we even hit record, so don't worry about all that. We gonna get into some of the stuff we talking about.
And we off that moonshine.
Yeah, so that
that old smoky.
And when we came through to the venue to record this, I had no intention. Well, we do drink every now and again on the show, but I didn't think it was gonna get this real until he pulled up and was like, "Yo, so we do this." So yeah, we here. We'll see what episode 18 brings us, because I'm not sure what we're gonna expect. But how you feeling, Sean? How you feeling, bro?
Listen. As always, I'm blessed and highly favored. Highly favored. Every day above ground. I'm still in. I'm still in.
Swiper no swiping ass, bro.
Swiper no swiping! Oh, man!
I mean, at least y'all seen me get my credit, so that's fine. It's not stealing if I get my credit. This guy.
But every day above ground is a blessed day.
It's a good day. Let's finish it, because it's another day to do something different. He came up with it, y'all. Yeah, shout out to Sean.
I don't like bees in the night for night. But I've been good, man. I can't complain about
These
much.
random songs that you be singing be killing me.
Bro, you don't listen to Black Star? Cut it
Nah,
out, bro.
I do, but I'm just saying, like, your music knowledge is just fun. One of these days, you play a game, and I just play a random song for like 5 seconds, see if you can get it. So
I'm gonna start singing that.
that's gonna be an episode idea. We're gonna talk about that in future episodes. Stick around, y'all.
But things have been great. I'm down 20 pounds.
Hey, shout out to the weight loss journey. My man's about to be out here looking like Terry Crews before the. No, never mind. I ain't even gonna get into it.
I'm about to be at work with like the office linebacker. You're supposed to change the paper in the printer.
Yo, I'm just imagining yo big ass doing the office linebacker, son. Yo,
Payroll is due on Mondays. Come on, Terry, you know better than that.
Yo, you might have us a skit idea, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, in case y'all didn't know, we actually work together on other projects too. We also got stuff that we do for skits and things like that. We got a lot of stuff that's out there in the ether.
Today we just we talking to each other. We did have a conversation prior to hopping on. We had a shot of the
the shiniest of moons, if you will.
But we thought we would just come to y'all today, just a variety of topics, so we can just see what's going on in the world.
What's up, world? That should be the title.
We'll start off with the worst one first. Russia invaded Ukraine.
We'll start off a little heavy.
How you feel about what's going on in Eastern Europe?
Before I jump into it, I had a friend of mine tell me a theory that at first was seen like ha he like it's crazy, but then I really went home and thought about it. So hear me out. It sounds crazy, but just bear with me for a second.
We did.
They told me that what if all of this shit that's going on with Russia and Ukraine could have been stopped had Agent Orange still been in office? Because, hear me. This, again, it's not my theory, friend of mine. Because of them being so much in cahoots what if he used to tell him to chill out? Like, yo, don't be doing that wild stuff. What if he's wanted to do it for a while? But Donald was like, yo, chill, bro, don't be doing all that. Then he leaves, and Putin like, nah, my mans ain't there no more. Nah, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want. Do something about it, Biden. Like, that's how I'm thinking. But again, at first when I heard it, I said exactly what you said. Nah, that's not it. But then when you really think about it, it's not as far-fetched as it sounds.
I hear what your friend is saying, but no. If y'all don't know, I'm very, very deep. I'm deep into politics.
I was gonna say, please don't say the same thing. Literally, what I'm gonna do, y'all. I know we ain't have that many, but I'm definitely gonna put a montage together within this episode of the amount of times that you've said the disclaimer of, guys, I don't know how if I told you I've been so diplomatic. I'm sure the people know that you are into politics.
Anyway, let's fuck it. Listen. I just gotta shoot my disclaimers because I know I can be over the top on my political views.
Hey man, if we gotta reel it in, I'll tell you that you wildin', bro.
But listen, I'm too deep in this shit. Trump literally out his own mouth 2 days ago said it was smart for Putin to invade Ukraine. Mm-hmm. He felt like it was a good opportunity to gain some land. These are words that this idiot said. The world's news is biased and agenda based. Mm-hmm. They want you to believe the narrative they want you to believe. What people have to really fucking do is take the time, if you're going to speak on things, and research shit yourself. Then you can come to an actual conclusion on what you're thinking, because it's based off of fact and your own digging. Not, I watched Fox News yesterday.
Yo, Fox News is
I
very
watched
incredible.
CNN the other night.
Son, first of all...
No.
Okay. Not supposed to be laughing right now, but
Okay.
for me, I can find things funny that's not supposed to be. Did you see how CNN had that wild ass Applebee's commercial breaking in?
Yo, that's wild.
And a little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night. A pair of jeans that fit just right.
When I tell you America don't give a fuck about a lot, and it shows sometimes, bro.
Yeah. But low key, that was a great album because Applebee's was slipping.
You know what?
That's a great
you know why you're annoying, son. Because this is capitalism at its finest.
I watched the commercial.
Because the fact that you said that is from a business standpoint, like, yo, they probably gonna make mad money. A whole country over here getting bombed, and people sitting here like, yo, but them half-off apps is mad good. Like, bruh, that is not what they should have been covering.
That shit did not want you to. That shit didn't make you want to go back to Applebee's.
Yo, because no. Have you been to Applebee's recently?
Yes, they got the fucking the flaming hot buffalo wings.
They are like Cheetos buffalo wings.
It's just rocking, bro.
See, that's a whole other topic that we could bring up later on in the segment. Let's make sure we get through this in an adequate amount of time because that sounds like some bull.
It's good.
No, it don't.
But
it sounds like it's gonna put you on the toilet, son. It sounds like it's gonna have you hitting the notes like the Bee Gees, and I ain't talking about the motherfuckers that's sitting here.
Anyway, anyways. We shot 9.
Oh no, we shouldn't shot this. I'm gonna put this down.
Yeah, not yet.
I'm gonna
But
behave.
listen,
after this.
If Trump was in office, it would be 10 times worse. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of Trump literally and on purpose and being petty because he lost the election pulled the U.S. out a lot of treaties right before he left office that directly affected Putin having the access to do what he did because he felt like it wasn't going to come back to him. Like most countries in the world, they have to think out everything before they start a war, before they go after somebody they don't like, because then other countries get involved and now that fucks up business. If people are not aware, ever since that Russia has proclaimed war on Ukraine, their stock market is currently crashing. Why is that? Because the rest of the free world is basically telling Russia, no, don't do that. Now,
chill the hell out.
Let's go a little bit deeper. This isn't this happened in a couple of months, it happened in a couple of years. No. This issue has been brewing for almost 30 years.
Yeah, bro. They wanted to do this. I ain't gonna hold you. They've wanted to do this for a while.
Now, I'm going to go deep into the story because I've done my research on it. I sat down, took the time, and dug before I came up here and spoke of some shit.
Y'all ain't noticed, he really doesn't like when people talk on stuff and don't.
So,
I mean, it's understandable.
And I had to learn because I know some people be like, "Oh, that's fucked up. Russia's doing that," but then you gotta be like, they're not going to just be like, oh, we want this land. Something deeper must have been happening.
There's always something deeper.
So basically, when the Soviet Union disbanded in 1991, yes, 91.
Yeah.
Obviously, Russia covers over 11 time zones. Russia is gigantic.
Yeah, it's humongous.
But the Soviet Union in itself was
Huge.
ginormous.
Because that was literally all these other countries that are no longer part of it. Literally, Ukraine is one of them.
To the point where the Soviet Union was so huge that when they broke up, in the midst of them being gone, other countries that had formed from that had split.
Yeah.
So
Soviet Union was mad big as a conglomerate.
Exactly.
Russia's big as a whole country in itself.
For trade reasons,
Mm-hmm.
most of the Russian border is in Arctic land. So ships can only go up there when it's warmer seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So for the rest of the year, they don't get a lot of trades at their other ports. So if you just look how Russia is built, they would have to get most of their trades through the Black Sea, but they don't have much land over there.
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine is in a spot where it's literally on that sea, and all the trade ships and trade lanes come straight up that route.
Mm-hmm.
So Russia had control. The name of the little island is escaping me, but Russia had control of an island that's right off of Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some countries in the world have observed that as Russian territory. The U.S. and some other countries, including France and Germany, has not observed that area as Russian territory. They observed that area as Ukraine, because technically it belongs to the Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
This has been going on for years. Putin comes in office. Putin believes that's Russia. That's not Russian territory. That's Russia. We should have right to do whatever the hell we want there. On top of that, take it back a little bit. And Russians in general already believing that some of that land should be Russia anyway, they've been trying to stop the Ukraine from joining NATO. Because if the Ukraine joins NATO, now they have some help military-wise from about 40 other countries in the world that Russia's not going to be able to come back if they ever decide to go after this land. But now, NATO has something in their bylaws that if a country is in the midst of a land dispute with another country, they're not allowed to join. So as long as Russia keeps this shit up, Ukraine cannot join NATO.
Okay.
But at the same time, the main countries, the US, France, Germany, have warned Russia, do not do this. The Ukraine is a sovereign nation. They're basically sitting there like, we not fucking with nobody. We mind our business.
They right here.
We good. That's
What side y'all on? Our side.
Exactly. So they're not fucking with people. Well, of course, if you guys are not aware of Putin's antics, just like they do here in America, since the governor over there runs their media, he's putting it out there as if the Ukraine are setting up this plot to destroy Russia. How? They wouldn't even have the means to do it. Because if they had the means to do it, you think they would be so eager to join NATO? And that same orange guy you spoke on before tried to pull us out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a lot of shit behind it. I don't want to spend too much more time on it. I just implore, all you guys go do your own research on it before you start speaking things. Now, granted, Biden, I honestly think Joe Biden's fucking up. Yes, I don't want to my views are more progressive. They're not, I'm a progressive. So a lot of the shit that Biden has always believed in is just not for me. But I do understand this two-party system that we have right now, which is bullshit. You have to play into it until it becomes different. But we, as the people, we have to change it. Stop. I hate,
That's why that Green Party need to be getting votes.
You don't have to vote for them if you don't want to. Oh, they're going to win. If we choose not to vote for these motherfuckers, they won't. Straight up. People are like, your vote don't matter. Yes, it does.
If we all vote one way, I'm sure it would matter. Right?
You idiots went to elections.
Not just in our area, across the country. If everybody voted one way, why wouldn't it?
And you know what my proof of that is? Harambe legit won the election, got 2% of the vote.
I'm childish. Because you ever seen that episode of the Boondocks?
Oh, Lord.
Harambe!
Harambe! Harambe! Harambe!
He does it like 3 times. They sit in the class like.
Listen.
My bad.
Listen, but
I can't take nothing serious.
honestly, if Agent Orange was in office, we would be on the wrong side of history, like we have been for like the last 5 or 6 years.
My whole feelings on it, honestly speaking, I don't want this to turn into World War III.
It's too late.
But I hear what you're saying. But I'm gonna still be optimistic over here on this side and say that I don't want it to happen. Because I'm not built for war.
I want to ask you something, and you tell me what it sounds like. If a bunch of countries had a coalition,
Show the world, Craig.
and they're trying to basically keep peace and make sure that no one country is just acting out of aggression and like on some dictator type shit, like, yo, this is my land, I deserve to conquer everywhere. They're trying to prevent that shit from happening like it used to in ancient times, like the Roman Empire. They're trying to make sure nothing like that happens again, right? But then one country then attacks another country, right? So now this coalition, each country in the coalition now has to send their own military, not all of it, but parts of their military combined to now fight off that one country that attacked that other country that was minding their business. What does that sound like to you if other countries are now getting their military involved?
Well, I mean, when you put it like that, it sounds like a war.
So are we not in World War III right now?
I mean, it's not technically World War III.
The NATO has done, for the first time in their history, they're sending troops to fight.
Well, if they're not calling it World War III, I'm not calling it World War III.
Technically, if y'all want to be real, it's World War III.
I mean,
because too many countries now are involved in this shit.
I mean,
and if Putin does what he's been threatening the last 2 days, it's World War III, my guy.
Well,
and you know what's crazy? It's World War III, and it's only one country against everybody else. Even China told this man to chill.
Dang,
2
China?
days ago. The fucking Taliban sent a fucking notice out. You didn't even know this.
And that's what I'm saying. It can't be World War III.
No. The Taliban, because they run Afghanistan right now, the Afghani government is ran by the Taliban. They released a statement basically saying, we don't agree with what Putin is doing. The fucking Taliban just told this man not to go to war. What? What? Bruh, that shit is nuts.
Nah, honestly, bruh, I don't want it. But it is what it is. At this point, shit already hit the fan, bruh.
It'll. Do I think it's going to go longer than it should? No. Because
I think that's why, I mean, I guess for me, like, I guess why I'm not considering it that is because of the duration.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be like the first and second, where it's like lasting years.
And that's probably why they won't call it World War III, because it's not going to go that long. You know why? Because I've never seen a situation be so fucking one-sided. Countries that don't even fuck with each other are basically like, yo, what are you doing?
Like, yo, my man, it's like...
they was legit minding
it's
their
like
fucking business.
Bullies over there bothering the other nerds, like, yo, what are you doing? So, like, you're not supposed to bully like that. You're wilding.
It's like the episode of SpongeBob when everybody at that bus stop thought the old man was beating up SpongeBob. They're like, you like to beat on little kids, huh? We're showing you. That's what's happening.
It's just like that, son.
So, it's not going to go long. And money talks. Russia as a country is losing a lot of their business right now. Like, their stocks are fucking crashing. The people are going to feel that. A lot of people who go against Putin end up mysteriously getting poisoned by shit. They'll magically disappear off the face of the earth. People know that he has his hands on people like that. Yet, do you see all the protests going on in Russia right now, basically saying we don't want this war?
Nah, I haven't seen those.
That's my point. When you lose your people, how can you possibly keep this going?
Yeah.
The one thing that, and I hate to bring this up as an example, the one thing that Hitler did, and a lot of people don't look at research, Hitler became president of Germany, and then he built this shit. He didn't put fear into people's hearts. He got the people to believe in what he was actually fucking saying.
Yeah.
Then he did the nonsense.
Yeah.
Why do you think to this day is so many people in the world, fucked up people, I might add, who think that Hitler had a point?
Well, the reason why they think that is because they think that what he was trying to do was just like uniform the society, air quote.
When you strike fear into people,
Mm-hmm.
normally that shit comes back to bite you in your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Because if someone fears you, then they're going to do something to get rid of you.
Yeah.
Putin's on borrowed time right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's going to be from any other country. I honestly think his own fucking people are going to revolt against him.
Hey, as long as we don't get us a World War III, brother, I don't want it.
Now we take a shot to that. Fuck war, bro.
Take a shot to peace and love, bro.
Peace and love. That's all that matters, bro. Peace and love.
Spread love instead of spreading lies. Spread love.
My grandmother got me into politics, so it's like I've been one of my biggest regrets, and you shouldn't regret a lot, but one of my biggest regrets is not going to school for it.
What, for politics?
I should have majored in political science.
What's stopping you?
I can always go back, but just now, you know, I'm in the corporate world right now. I just got to find the time to do so.
Man, I ain't gonna say what's on my mind just in case there's companies and corporations out there listening.
Yeah, don't do that. They pay my bills right now.
Yeah, I didn't say nothing.
But
all they gonna hear me say is "man," and that's it. I ain't saying nothing else after that.
Y'all can figure out the context of what he's trying to say.
Yep.
But
with the way I said "man," those of y'all that feel the way I feel, y'all will get it.
Ukraine, the people are sticking together. I would say this: I feel like Ukrainians are more bonded together than Americans can ever be. Like their citizens are literally
in every country.
their citizens are literally banding together and fighting off fucking soldiers. Like you know what a Molotov cocktail is?
So now I was gonna come with a whack joke. Yes, I know what a Molotov cocktail is.
They're literally making those and throwing them at the tanks and shit. So, like,
you know why we could never do that? Because we can get. You know what? We could get into that too.
That would literally be like a 2-part episode.
That's what I was about to say. Because we could talk about this for the entire episode if we're being honest.
Yeah.
With how things is, but
listen,
I like to add some levity to the day. No. I'm just saying, if you still want to discuss what you got to say, go ahead.
I was going to end it off and just basically say, like, people just need to research their own shit if they want to really make change. And if you're going to make change, just don't be on social media talking about it. Actually put it into motion. Like, do something that's going to help.
But for this, though, it's like, it's hard to tell somebody to make change for, like, this.
No, but like, I'm not talking... I said about to say specific.
See, that's what you get for making fun of me.
I'm not talking. I'm not talking specifically about what's going on in Eastern Europe because we're not going to be able to affect that. You feel me? But us as a country,
you had a blended point. I forgot. My bad.
Yeah.
You had a point where you were talking about Russia and the fact that
that's my.
That there's only two parties. And yeah. My bad.
Us as a country, we just need to do a whole lot better. Stop thinking. A lot of people. And this is an issue in America as well. A lot of people feel like, oh, since I'm not going through it, it's not real.
Chill, bro. That's why you gotta keep your eyes open.
But a lot, and real talk, a lot of people fucking feel that way.
Yo, I told you it's like that. Well, we talked about this on another episode. The movie Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
And why do you think a lot of people hate that fucking movie? Because it's literally what's happening.
I told you I want to be optimistic. I'm not dumb. I want to be optimistic.
I dated this girl.
But I'm not oblivious.
I dated this girl a few years ago, and our relationship came towards the end right around the time that George Floyd had got killed. So whenever they were having all the marches and protests, we went to a few. I remember her asking me why did I feel so deeply about what was going on, and of course she brought up his criminal background. So I'm like, what the fuck did him doing in the past have to do with what happened in that moment?
I just said it was somebody you were dealing with.
So
I couldn't hang around that person.
So if we had this conversation, now obviously this person isn't black.
Mm-hmm.
This person is of Latino descent, but if you're familiar with their culture, there are a lot of Latinos who feel like they're not of color.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a minority. They feel like they're the other side of it. And I didn't know to this point that she was one of them.
Mm-hmm. And
she literally looked me in my face and told me straight up that I should not feel as bad as it was because he was a bad person. So police can just play judge and executioner
Yeah.
right in the moment.
Yeah.
No matter what's going on. So some bullshit had to happen to her for her to understand, like, yo, this was fucked up. Her children's father was Dominican, but he was darker. She gets into a car accident. She calls him to come up to help her in the car accident. He's dark. He gets there. The police starts harassing him, then arrest him. He had nothing to do with the accident.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't hit me up like, you know what? All the conversations we had, I want to apologize to you. Because now I get what you were saying. Why does it take for you having to go through it to understand it?
Because it didn't happen to them.
That's what people need to understand. We're not just saying this should happen just to talk on our, just be talking bullshit. We don't go out looking for trouble, and yet it still comes to us. Why do you think that?
Gee.
I wonder why.
I mean, couldn't imagine why, you know?
And I'm from the hood, you feel me? And the only I'm from Newark, fucking New Jersey.
Knock. Spelled
N-O-R-K. I'm from Newark, and the only time I've ever had guns pulled on me is by police officers.
Damn.
That should tell you something. Like I said, we can spend all fucking day on shit like that was wrong, but I don't want to keep the episode so fucking.
You always want to keep it serious.
Nah, bro.
I be wanting to keep it mahalo. You be wanting to keep it serious.
Cause you gotta speak on shit sometimes.
You do. I agree with you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't speak on it. You passionate about it, brother. I see it.
Cause if shit's not.
That's why I'm letting you speak on it.
Because if shit's not being spoken on in the right manner, not on no. I hate when people are like, oh, you need to fight hate with hate. No, you don't. All right, like.
Bring love, not war.
Nah, but real shit. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, let's turn the other cheek. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. You feel
Me
me?
neither.
But
I'm glad you didn't say that.
at the same time, it's like I don't have to hate all of them to get my point across.
Nah.
Like, cause some of them are for us, and that's just real shit.
Give me a second. I gotta be honest. Yeah, some of them for us. I'm just talking about my personal experience. I've met some that are for us, and then I've met the most of. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to think about it. I didn't want to lie. So yeah, I had some. I didn't want to lie. You know what I'm saying?
But you know, like I said, I can go on and on about that, but I'm gonna choose not to because we did agree to speak on other things, like that sucky ass dunk contest that just happened. Bruh, real talk.
Talk about a snooze fest.
Listen, there was a dunk contest in the 90s where fucking Darryl Armstrong legit hit a fucking layup. He legit hit a fucking layup. That was better than the dunk contest.
But yo, let's also talk about, and I can talk about this, how this is the only thing the Knicks can be excited about.
You think so?
They suck.
All right, let's speak on that. Fuck that booty ass dunk. Because, shout out to SK.
Shout out Serge Word.
So we've been speaking on this with our boy Serge for a minute because they're both Knicks fans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a dog. I was in
that fight.
I was in the New Jersey Nets fan. New Jersey when they moved to Brooklyn.
Because I swear, if you'd have been a Brooklyn Nets fan.
When they moved to Brooklyn, I stopped supporting. I'm a Jersey guy, and I wanted them to stay. So I don't have a favorite basketball team right now. So, but I spoke to them a few weeks ago about how I felt genuinely about the Knicks. I do feel like certain things have happened as far as the front office standpoint that they're not putting Tibbs in the right situation to do what he needs to do. But he's doing a hell of a job with what he has.
Is he?
He is.
Is he?
Because, let's be real. The Knicks are in what right now? 10th place?
Yeah, probably 10th or 11th.
With that fucking team that y'all have and you be able to pull out 25 wins at this point in the season, it's good coaching. Because your team...
Yeah, but the team still sucks.
And like I said, what my point with bringing SK up was, I said to both of y'all that the season y'all had last year was kind of a fluke. So to go off of that and felt like y'all was going to be better than that was not realistic thinking.
Nah, it wasn't a fluke.
It was, though.
How?
Bruh, it was a shortened season. So
last year?
Yes, it was 72 games last year.
Okay, so 10 less games.
And a lot of the games had to be condensed because remember, since they had the bubble literally a month before that season started, they had to basically change how the schedule went. So all the teams that really went far in that bubble failed. Like they literally got bounced the first couple of rounds.
Not all of them.
Most of them.
But not all of them.
Most of them.
The good teams stuck around.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
You sure about that?
I'm positive about that.
You sure about that?
Who won last year?
Who? Milwaukee.
Okay, were they not in the bubble a year ago?
How early did they get bounced? In
But
the
that doesn't
playoffs?
matter. You said
That's my point.
But you said in
But
the bubble.
the ones who
but
went,
they was in the bubble, right?
See, you're not getting that because Phoenix was in the bubble too. What I said was the ones
And they went to the finals.
ones who went longer in the bubble got bounced early.
That's not what you said.
Anyway.
That's not what you said.
Anyway.
But now that's what you're saying.
With
okay.
that, the condensed season then having to switch the schedule around to try to get these games done as quickly as possible. So literally, points that the NBA had never done. They're literally playing back-to-back games multiple times in a week, which they never do. The Knicks were able to pull out a fucking fourth seed with that.
No, because what teams can you say have changed drastically this year from last year
The
that
Hawks.
we don't? Okay, the Hawks didn't change drastically.
Cleveland
did, yes. Okay.
You said the Hawks didn't change?
They're
They
the
was
same-
fifth.
they're
They
the-
all in the
I
bottom
said
now.
change drastically.
That's not, it's a bad change.
I meant change like personnel because that's where I'm going with this. The reason why I feel like the East got stronger this year is because look who's in the East this year. You got Chicago, you got Cleveland, you got Miami, you got Boston, you got the Bucks,
Now,
you got the Sixers.
with all the offseason moves, you felt like the East got stronger.
Yes.
And the Knicks didn't.
No.
So realistically, how could you expect them to be better than what they were
So
last year?
calling last year a fluke, I wouldn't call it a fluke. I would say it was we played the way we played. Because think about it. Last year we had Bullock. We don't have him this year, which means our 3-point shooting went down. We don't have Peyton, which means that we don't have another point guard because Derrick Rose got hurt. So
he was more of a defender.
But that's what I'm saying. We still don't have another facilitator. We got Emmanuel Quickly, who's naturally a shooting guard, playing point guard.
Okay.
So on top of all of that, we didn't make any moves. We got older. We got Fournier and Kemba Walker.
And then fucking Randall's playing like an
asshole. Yes. So my point is, I'm not saying it was a fluke. I'm saying last year they just had a good year. Because to call it a fluke would mean that they are not doing anything in terms of what they did last year. Julius Randle, yes, he's playing shitty in comparison to last year. But is he doing anything like astronomically different? No. The reason why he's doing so much worse this year is because everyone figured him out. If they would have, it's just like Linsanity. They didn't figure him out for 8 games, so he looked like a god.
But why couldn't they figure him out in the whole last season?
Who?
Randall.
I don't know. You asking the wrong person. What they got to do with me? Because all he does is dribble over a spin move. So what you trying to say?
They couldn't figure him out because the season was too condensed.
No, see, I knew you were going to do that. So they couldn't check tape because the season was condensed. That's a cop out.
It's not
That
a
doesn't
cop
make
out,
sense.
bro. It's what's really happening.
So you're
bro.
saying that they couldn't check tape or do anything else that everybody else was, because everybody played the same season.
Yes.
So the teams that did air quote worse than us last year, how come they're doing so much better than this year? Because it's like spaced out is what you're saying?
What do you mean?
Everybody played the same schedule.
But they made changes.
Who?
The
Not the
team you're
Knicks.
talking about.
Not the Knicks.
Not the Knicks, no.
The teams made changes, so they're doing better
Oh,
than
the
us.
Knicks made a change. They just made a bad change. They signed Kemba
But
Walker.
my point is, it wasn't a fluke because we played well. It's just this year we're playing we're not playing much different than we played last year.
Yo, it was really unrealistic for any Knicks fan to go into this season, I'm just being real, to believe like, yo, we're going to do better than 4th. It was no way that was happening.
Yes, before the offseason, yes, we could have believed that.
What?
Why wouldn't we believe that?
Why
wouldn't we be able to
you said
produce what we produced?
before the season,
and then
with
I
the
said
moves
what I
that,
said.
With the moves that were made, who's number 1 in the East right now? Miami.
No, Chicago.
No, right now, standing wise. I'm not talking about who's going to win it. Right now,
Isn't Chicago number 1?
Miami is.
Go ahead.
Go look it up.
That's exactly what the hell I'm about
Go
to do.
ahead.
I'm about to look this shit
No,
up right
I'm going to
now.
wait till you be like, okay.
I'm going to look it up. Give me a second.
We gotta stare at this man.
That's fine. You can stare at me. And I swear to God, you better be right. Because I'm going to stare right back at your ass if you're wrong. I'm going to stare right back at your ass if you're wrong. Y'all just bear with me. Just bear with me. I got it pulled up and everything. We're going to look at this. All right, so I'm wrong. I'm a man, so I can admit when I'm wrong. I'm wrong as fuck because Chicago was back by 1 game. So, yeah, he's right. He's right. I concede.
So my point.
I concede.
Getting back to what my point was, right? So Miami, they got Kyle Lowry. They did minor little changes to their team. They already have most of their core intact. You see what they're doing because they've been with each other for a little bit.
Yeah.
So they're able to, it's like a well-oiled machine. All right. The Bulls, oh my God, DeRozan might fuck around with MVP this year.
And I wouldn't argue it.
Mid-range fucking god. Oh, did you see that fucking buzzer beater?
First of all, which one?
The last one.
I was about to say he did it like 3-4 times in a row.
Man was in his face like this.
Yeah.
Boop, and you knew it was going.
Mid-range ain't dead with him. So.
Listen, all right. So with those changes to those teams, and then Milwaukee. If I'm not mistaken, Milwaukee sitting at 3.
Nah, they at 5.
Who's at 3 right now?
Philly.
Who's at 4?
Cleveland.
And Milwaukee's 5.
Yeah.
Now, Cleveland made their changes. You know what's crazy? And it was kind of fucked up they did what they did. Rubio was balling for them.
Who?
For Cleveland.
Well, yeah, got hurt.
Yeah, but then they ended up just letting his ass go. Because
he got hurt.
The resurgence of fucking Kevin Love.
Yeah, but they got Colin Sexton and Darius Garland. They don't need Rubio.
Sexton not it.
He's better than Rubio.
It's more than fucking. And you got to remember they got Rondo coming off the bench.
Yeah, now they do because if Sexton didn't get hurt, the whole lineup would have been fine.
A lot of this is Sexton.
Look at you, rapist alert. He's
Shut
about to
up.
say something wild.
You just said his name is Sexton. You asshole.
That's what I said. You was about to say something wild. Give me real rapist vibes, bro.
The real reason. It's not because of Colin Sexton. Darius Garland is fucking balling.
Yeah.
You know who else is balling? Jerry Allen.
So do you think Ricky Rubio and Ronaldo Balkman? See, you got me wilding. What's his face?
Let me ask you this. I'm happy. Let me ask you this.
Go ahead, ask it. It's gonna be some bullshit. I'm gonna answer.
It's not.
Right
And
it
be
is.
real. Do you feel like
you looked? I know.
Do you feel like Cleveland added a name this offseason that was like, damn, this person gonna go there and they're gonna change their entire team around to the point. That just happened.
Doesn't matter. You asked me who went there.
My God.
They
were already in playoff contention before that trade.
Okay, then fine. Who went there? Nobody went there. They got traded and went there.
What switch other than the players that they had?
Who?
In Cleveland.
They have people who stepped up.
They changed the system.
What system?
What they're running. Because remember, all of last year they ran that 2-point guard set with Sexton and Garland. They don't do that shit.
Okay, and now they didn't do it. So
and now it's working.
So you're saying that Sexton couldn't come off the bench?
But like 10 episodes ago, did we not have this conversation about systems work?
See, this is not the same thing.
How isn't it?
Because what's the system that's changed?
Their entire system changed.
But all you said was that they got rid of another point guard as a shooting guard. Is it a system change or is it just a position change? Did they change the whole system or just a position?
Yo, it's literally.
Is it?
It's literally similar. Remember when fucking Steph Curry first got drafted?
Yeah.
And they used to run those sets with him and Monta Ellis?
Nah.
What? I can't fucking stand you. I can't stand you, bro. So you gonna try to act like you remember that?
Yes.
Alright. So remember how that shit wasn't working?
Yeah.
And then they switched the system to fit more Steph's game?
Yeah, because Monta Ellis was the problem. So
now
they got rid of that position.
What Cleveland is doing now is they're fitting the system.
Monta Ellis and Klay Thompson, they're essentially the same guy.
And that's my point.
And it works.
Yes.
So how does the system work or change if they're...
They change the system to fit Steph's game.
But Monta Ellis and Klay Thompson play a very similar style game. At least when Monta was in his prime.
But they couldn't run them together.
Why not?
It didn't work.
But it works with Klay. But you said they're like the same.
It don't work with Cleveland.
Why not?
Sexton don't play all the time with Garland.
Well, there you go. He's not playing with him now. So they have no point with the changes. So your point is not proven. Sexton hasn't played, so we don't know if he... We don't know. We don't know. We really don't know. Sexton is hurt, so we'll never know until at least next year.
Anyway, like I said, getting back to what we was talking about originally.
That the Knicks suck? Yes. That's my original point.
I don't want to throw that word out like that.
Because they do. Oh, you know what? You're a loyal Jets fan. It's like some part of you wants to feel bad. But if it's a piece of shit, I'm going to call it a piece of shit. I'm sorry the Knicks suck.
If it's doodle, it's doodle.
It's doodle, baby, doodle. Son, I'm sorry the Knicks suck. I understand. oh, be a fan. It's your team. You're not supposed to. Bruh, I'm a realist. They suck.
Y'all, the Knicks are a point guard and a legit
center away from doing damage.
No.
I would honestly say that. I don't know what you was about to say, but I say a point guard and a center, and yes, I can agree with that.
Y'all gotta let Randall go.
I'm fine with it.
That contract's still going to look really bad. Listen, like he said, I'm a Jets fan, and rebuilds suck because you see teams that
we've been rebuilding for 30 years.
That's right. I was gonna get to that. you see teams who are rebuilding, and then in, like the second season, the fucking Bengals, they're in a rebuild. They went to fucking Super Bowl the second year. Like the fucking Jets have been back to Super Bowl since the '60s. That just kills me, bro. So, like you said, being fans of teams who are in constant fucking rebuilds, sometimes you gotta just blow the shit up. And the Knicks have never been in a point where they literally blown the shit up.
No, we have.
It's really haven't. Every other year, no.
Every good trade we've given is a blow up. Like, think about it.
But that's not a blow up.
How?
Because when
we traded KP, who we get for him?
Nothing. That's not a blow up.
How is that not a?
Because you're not getting anything in return.
So how is that not a blow up? We're getting rid of our star player. Isn't that a blow up?
No. This is what I'm saying. When a team blows up a team, that means they're getting either draft picks, serviceable players in return.
But you gotta have players on a team.
That's the point I'm trying to make. You keep stopping me.
But that's what we did with KP.
Y'all didn't blow up the team correctly. Y'all just fucked the team over.
There you go. What's a blow up? You just said it's getting rid of people. That's what we did.
Can I finish my point, please?
Alright, son. Go ahead.
When a general manager gets on the news and says, "Oh, I want to blow up the team," what they usually mean is we're going to take our high quality players and get asset back for it, and then make sure we do the right things with those pieces. The Knicks' fucked up problem was they hired Phil Jackson in a spot he had never been in before, and assumed, oh, he was a great coach. Oh, he's going to be a great GM. No, he was a fucking terrible president.
Absolutely.
He hit by accident on drafting fucking KP. That was a complete accident. He didn't do that shit on purpose.
Okay.
When he came back the next year and drafted Frank Ntilikina, it was over. I remember seeing
it was the other way around. We got Ntilikina first.
Ntilikina first?
Yeah, we got
Really?
Yeah, it was.
You
Ntilikina.
sure about that?
I'm positive. Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah. I'll look that up. I'm gonna be right about this one.
Listen.
I'm gonna be right about this one. I'm gonna be right about this one.
I'm conceded right now. I'm not even gonna argue with you on it.
Oh, alright. I'm about to look at you right quick.
But my point being is, that's even more reason why I just said he landed on KP by accident. They didn't do that shit on purpose. And then that last draft that he had, if he knew he was leaving, or if they knew they were going to fire him,
that was KP first thing on Frank.
It
was KP versus Frank.
I was right. Once again,
you should have stuck with it.
I was trying to have you wrong up here twice.
Damn. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, brother.
Anyway.
Well, folks, Mama's wrong again.
Like I was saying, so you landed on KP by accident. You drafted Frank Ntilikina, and then they allowed fucking Phil Jackson to draft Knox. And I forgot who else was drafted that draft with him. Why would you allow that man to draft and then fire him before the season started? Because I don't know if you remember, that's what happened.
That's because the Knicks suck.
That's just, so, once you realize, all right, well, we don't even have the person in place who brought these players in, blow up the team. Let me get some picks back, which I did. But now you got to do the right thing with these picks. Now, our conversation with SK started because I thought, I'm looking wrong right now. I thought the Cam Reddish deal was actually a decent trade.
He finally admits it, y'all. I'm going to make sure SK see this episode because I know he be wanting people to admit when they wrong. So you doing it right now, so I ain't got nothing to say, bro.
Boy, was I wrong. But in the grand scheme of things, it made sense. But the only reason it doesn't make sense because now you have like 3 players on the team who play the same exact style. It's not gonna work.
Hold me though. Hear me. It was a team that did that too. They had 3 centers, and they said trust the process, and now they're doing really well. So
what are you talking about?
Talking about Philly, bro.
But the issue with that was, are you talking about when they had Horford and Embiid and who was the other one?
They had Nerlens Noel.
Alright, but they
had Jabari Parker, Nerlens Noel, and Embiid.
But here's the issue with that. Nerlens Noel knew he was only going to play defense.
Mm-hmm.
Embiid knew he could score, and Horford was a facilitator.
Yeah.
They played 3 different styles at the same
But trust the
position.
process.
But you can do that.
But our
The
Horford's
Knicks
not there
draft-
no more.
the Knicks
Nerlens
traded-
Noel not there no more. So it's about trusting the star. We need a star to
But
trust the
yeah,
process.
so that's my point.
What's your point?
They got to get to a place where they're like, you know what?
Yeah.
We got these assets.
Point guard, center.
Point guard center.
That's what we got to start.
All right. So I know he does not want to leave Portland. The Knicks need to take 2 first rounders because they have it and trade it for
Don't
Dame.
say no. Don't mind him, y'all.
What?
He's delusional.
You wouldn't do make that deal?
It's not what I would do.
Would you do it?
I would absolutely, but
You
it's
think-
not me.
You think the Knicks would do it?
Hell no. You know who I think they're gonna get?
Who?
Somebody who's washed up, bring him onto the team,
They was-
and dress him up
they
to make
was-
it seem like it's nice.
They was trying hard as hell to get Dragic. That was what they did.
That's my point. You remember the years when we picked up Baron Davis, old knock-me ass Baron Davis by the time he got to us?
Here's to the Knicks figuring it out. Because-
Here's to the Knicks hopefully one day figuring out, and actually the end of the episode, because we've been talking. We do appreciate y'all.
Listen, it was episode 18. We were just, getting some shit off.
Shoot some shits.
Is the peace in the world, and the Knicks and the Jets finally win the championship.
Okay, here's to that. Y'all be safe out here. Always remember, keep love first, keep God first. And at the end of the day, be safe. I couldn't think of nothing else to say, but I holla!
On that note, No Talent Beats. Play us out.
No Talent Beats.